Welcome to the tavern. My name's Jay. I've come back to playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, and I'm going to relegate myself to just playing Charmers because why not? I enjoy this deck type. I enjoy this archetype, and at some point I might make it where it's only the Link Charmers, and my biggest thing would be just bringing those out as much as possible, as quickly as possible. So look forward to that, and maybe next week. Who knows? Again, it'll just be relegated to like the Link Charmers and not the Charmers I have right now. This evenly matched kind of hurts. I say kind of hurts, it actually hurts. Like all of this hurts. I'm just gonna end it. If I lose, I lose. Simply put, if I lose, I lose. Like this hand kind of sucks. Like the evenly matched being in my hand as like harsh, right? Oh, you're just. And I'm also at this point just thinking, let me just play the fucking Dark Magician with this deck, right? Because everything about this deck is just like, or at least Magician's Souls, right? Because at least I can turn cards from there to like some type of advantage. Oh boy. So while I'm waiting for my opponents to do whatever, I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I think Yu-Gi-Oh's boring at this point. The reason why I think it's boring, and it all becomes this, right? You see how he only played like one card, and it becomes a one card combo. That's the problem with Yu-Gi-Oh right now. The problem with Yu-Gi-Oh is that every card is like a one card combo, and if your deck doesn't have a one card combo, your deck is just gone. Like your deck serves no purpose. That's it. It's you need one card combos. You can't play the game without it. That's just how it is. That's all it needs to be. So because it's one card combos, because everything does everything, it gets to a point where like decks like my deck, mid range, like actual mid range decks, just they don't do shit. So like my deck is a mid range deck. Now in this game, mid range is starting to be third turn, right? Turn three, mid range. Like my deck is like a real mid range deck. Other mid range decks consist of cards like I didn't think I'd even get to like this point, right? Like I didn't even think I'd get to this point. Yeah, like this is a true mid range deck. If I can live one turn, I can do a lot. Obviously, you can still do things with your hand. Yeah, but then I still get my card, right? Okay, by shuffling in your graveyard and your face-up band zone during your main phase, except this. Do you win? Yeah, you still win because of 1,000 attack. Yeah, just because like that 1,000 attack. But yeah, like if a deck cannot combo off within the first turn, then essentially they're dead on the spot, right? Literally how it goes. Like I could have survived that if I played like a monster defense position, but is what it is. But yeah, like a deck has to play one card combos. It cannot do anything otherwise, and then that's it. And then every deck is almost identical in like a lot of the cards that it wants to use, right? Unless it's like an FTK in which those might be more fun, but realistically, it's like every deck is almost the same. It's just different flavors. Hmm. How does this help me? It doesn't. This doesn't help me. Yeah, we'll do the Ecclesia. Get the Fleur de Lis. And we throw out bait. Essentially, that's what this is right now. I have a negate in hand in case they have a extra deck monster. I have a solemn strike in case they have anything. Or it could be a trap trick deck. Or a labyrinth. Um, do I actually just activate this? I activate this. I don't give you that card. I don't need you having that card. Which means your back row is now like liable to be destroyed. Like I'm not like too worried. You probably don't even play extra deck monsters. Like this is probably just for show. It's probably like a labyrinth, right? Yeah. See, labyrinth. You know what? I'll just activate this just so I can get it out of the way. Yeah, it's just labyrinth. Little does nothing. Then labyrinth does what? I mean, again, your extra deck just pretty much is the useless. So like, Dogmatica just dies. And then what do you do here? Epidemic virus. Um, do you do what I need you to do? You know what? We'll see what happens. Because I don't really need to negate your effect. Nope, that's a concede. Yeah, that's a concede. Yeah, like at this point, it's just. Oh boy, you know what? Let's take this out. Let's take this out. And was there anything else I need to take out? Take out this. Two monsters with the same type and attribute but different names. Hold up, let me see something here. Discard one card. Future summon using monsters from either field as material. Yeah, I can actually just just throw it like a super poly, right? Like evenly be it's good for one thing. I'm gonna take out the away, right? Super poly. Let me see if I can't just like ultra rare cards I already have, like number owned. Do I even care about Kelbeck? I don't know what I care about anymore. Hell, at some point I might just try Runic. That's how much I don't care about this deck. Like realistically how much I don't care about this deck. If this card is in your hand, you can send one level 6 spellcaster from your deck to the graveyard, then activate one of these. Special summon this card. Send this card from your graveyard. Send the card to your graveyard. Special summon one Dark Magician girl from your graveyard. What is a spellcaster I can send to the graveyard? Not this one. That's for damn sure. Can't give it to Crowley, unfortunately. Keep them to Dear Servants. Yeah. Goodbye, Kelbeck. I don't care about these shufflers. Generate. Save. And what is this? Transfigured Heroes. Oh. Hey, look. Let's do a free pull. Why not? Just skip it. I don't care about this. Celestial Night Lord Parshath. Okay, great. Don't care. Two fairy monsters. Don't care. Okay, nice. Really don't care. Okay. And we'll just keep this at that, right? And we'll try again. But yeah, it's just everything is just like it. I don't know. I find Yu-Gi-Oh to like at this point be absurdly boring, and that's because again it is the same. It's like almost like this. I get it. Every card game goes through this where it's like the same deck types over and over, but there's almost like no variety to anything here. Okay. If a Light of Dark is banished, so we'll just do that. Throw down a Branded Beast, and we'll keep. Throw down a Super Poly, and we keep that in my hand. Keep that in my hand, and then the Super Poly target is going to be Garura here. Two monsters with the same type and attribute, but with different names. So I have a Dark Dragon. If they play like a lot of same type cards, I'm just gonna activate this. Get it out of the way right now. If this card's in your hand, you can fuse summon one DD fuse monster from your deck using monsters from your hand. Including this card, you can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon one DD monster from your hand. Oh, you're up. You know what? I will threaten this. Activate the effect of Bestial Magnemite. And yeah, why not? Throw that back into the deck. You don't need it. Okay, negate the activation. That's fine. You keep your card banished. You wasted your once per turn because you didn't want to allow me to draw. Okay. And what are you getting? Wait, what? That is... That is stupid. So wait. Fiend, fiend, fiend. No, I'm not going to use Super Poly. Wait, it's the same... No. Yeah, same type and attribute. Oh, wait, those two. Okay, I get it. Like, literally Fiend, Dark, and that would have been... And now we activate Super Poly. I get it. Discard this, and these two are making my Garura. Right, those two are making my Garura, and now you kind of lost targets. And then... Is this card sent to the graveyard? You draw one card. So I'm still drawing a card. That is my Super Poly target, and I am happy for it. And what does Gilgamesh do? To place 2 DD Pendulum monsters with different... Do you... Okay. Destroy one card your opponent controls. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna do Branded Blast, Branded Beast, tribute the Magnum Mutt here, hit up the 10 here, because now you have to do something else, because now you can't really get the 8 or the 4. Okay, I'll target a Bestial. Right, and now I grab, let's say, Druid Swarm. Yeah, we'll just grab Druid Swarm here. Okay, evenly matched is kind of bad. We'll do Branded Beast. Destroy this. It can be destroyed, right? Activate the Jewel Swarm. Banish that. Yes. You can take that one back. I don't need it no more. Another Awakening. What's in here that I can grab? Ooh, that's 2 6s. Ooh. I can also just grab like your Fire here. Okay, his connection failed. Yeah, like my Super Poly actually did a lot of work. That's actually not that bad. Like the Garura, just because it's finicky. It is finicky because it needed same type and attribute, but I like it just because one, a lot of decks play the same type and attribute, so it actually like works out in my favor so much more than I thought it did. Okay, let me see. Add one Bistro monster. Add one Bistro monster from your deck to your hand. Okay. So we'll do this and set up my next turn. We'll get Magnum Light here. I could do Ball Drake. If your opponent control such element, should be one. Okay. I'm actually gonna set this, and that'll be the end of my turn. So I have two disruptions that my opponent only my opponent knows one of them. Which means they know they can only play like one light or one dark. Which means they have to actually play around. They're playing around the Magnum Hut, right? They're playing around Magnum Hut, but they don't know I have the Ball Drake in my hand. So I play the Magnum Hut. I can get a card. Next turn, I can bring out. Okay, cool. That ends their turn. Which means, what do I have to? That's how good is that actually? Not that good now that I think about it, right? I mean, I'll summon it. That's my normal summon. Go into battle. 1850. Special summon one Labyrinth. Okay. And then you're going to activate a card from hand. No. Okay. So, boom. Okay. Spell cards. Okay, cool. What the fuck are you hitting? It's like everybody's doing this now. Everybody's doing this bullshit. My entire like hand and yeah, I'm actually gonna do the Magnum Hut now. Banish that. Okay. Wow, all because you don't want to give me the Magnum Hut. Okay, cool. I mean, you know what's in my graveyard. Okay. And we activate this now. That is fine. I'm fine with this. Your monster still goes away, and I still have two threats on the field. And the only thing I have to worry about are spell cards. What do you mean you cannot die? Cannot target. Wait, what? Oh, cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects. Okay. Okay. Understandable. Thing is, you cannot, like, you can attack with this card, but there's not much else you can do, right? Like, you, okay, so you're gonna return a card to the hand. Okay. That was on, that was useless. Like that, honestly, that was literally useless because that card only existed. Here's what it is, right? That card only existed to just like facilitate the play of possessed partnership. You were better off keeping that on the field. Ice Dragon's Prison. That's that what? Okay. Oh look, another epidemic. Okay. What does epidemic actually do? Spell or trap? You have no monsters in your grave. And the only light I have in there is a fucking the Bestial Lubellion. That actually does hurt. That hurts a whole lot. I lose. Yeah. Good. Here's what's gonna happen, right? Like, I immediately do this. I have to get rid of this. Yeah. Yeah, that's the sad part with the Bestials. They require like a card to be in the graveyard. It is what it is. Again, if for a deck like this to work, again, the sad part is, and this is where everything becomes completely stupid. The sad part is that decks are just like one card combos. They do everything. If you're like Trap Trick or Labyrinth, you require your back row. A deck like mine can't function. It really can't. And everything just becomes like play these new cards. That's what it reads. Play these new cards and maybe win. Otherwise, your deck is just shot of luck, right? What is this? Oh boy, you're essentially like a survive card. That's what this entire deck reads. Like, do I even need a possessed partnership? No, not really. Actually, wasn't there like a new card that I just got? There was a new card that I got here. The life points must be lower than your opponent to activate and resolve this effect. Activate when this effect. Equal or less than the difference. Okay. Fair Welcome Labyrinth. No. Target any number of set cards in your spell trap card zone. Return those cards to the hand along with as many of those set cards as possible, minimum one. Then you can set spells traps from your hand equal to the number of cards returned to your hand by this effect. This turn, neither player can summon monsters with the same type if they control 2 or more, which is almost every deck. I think this is what I want for this deck, right? Intimidating or Summonite. 2 of those, because it's essentially I'm just gonna like try to keep these alive along with like a back row. Yeah, because it's like, well, this is good for like destruction, right? Get rid of that. Let's see. Go down one of those. I do want to see one of these at the very least, but at the same time I don't. This is fine if I can get like the wind. Because what is this? When a wind monster you control is destroyed by battle while this card is in your hand. Oh, okay, by battle. Specifically by battle. Oh boy. So this is an entirely different deck. So what I want to do, this is what I want to happen, right? This deck, I wanted to like contain just cards for this, but at some point, I'm going to relegate this to just like these cards, where these cards are the one that does something, which means like I want to possess partnership to keep these cards alive. These are gonna be doing things. So like, oh boy. I mean, I could do it now, right? Like, it'll be get rid of that, get rid of that. Actually, what were the 2 cards I got rid of? I'm gonna discard the changes. But that'll be like another deck, but realistically it's just like at this point a wall doesn't even do much. Because it's just like if you can banish it, you can banish it. It just prevents destruction effects, and I need to be able to like protect my back row, which is where defense zone comes in, right? Boy. You know what? I'm gonna end the episode here. Thank you for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. This has been my take on Yu-Gi-Oh! It is boring. It is bland. It is essentially everything is a 1-card combo that does everything for the deck it's supposed to be a part of. And oh boy. Essentially, like the entire thing is just the first turn. And at this point, I'm playing other card games where it's just, if you have the resources, you can do things. If you don't have the resources, well, you're kind of fucked. And I think, honestly, I'll say this. It's going to be like a very bad take. I think this game needs more of a resource system than just, can I play X card in my hand? Because at this point, each card searches another card or does something that facilitates more plays to search and get an entire board set up. So I think this game needs like resources or like something. That's just my take. Either that or just initiate, just set up like a set rotation where it says play these packs and that's it. It could be like, I don't know, the first 8 packs, and like those packs are just like there for not for free, but like there so you can buy them, and like these are the cards you can play with. Otherwise, like there's no point in playing half these decks. Like there's no point in playing half these decks, and now every archetype pretty much says I play from the graveyard, I play from the hand, I play from the deck, I play on the field, and I play in the banish zone. That's all it is. Like there are no gimmicks anymore. Like each archetype is no longer like that's just what it is. Like there's no gimmicks to these archetypes. It's just can I pull out my boss monster within the first turn? If so, yes. If is the payoff good? Yes. Sweet, I win the game. Wipe my board out. I'll figure something out. But otherwise, again, to me, this game is just like it's boring as shit. There's nothing to it. That being said, if you like the content, subscribe. I'm losing faith in Yu-Gi-Oh just because like it's fun at the beginning where it's just like you have to like kind of outgrind everything, but like in Yu-Gi-Oh there is no grind game. There really isn't. And like the grind, if you want a grind game, like out resource everything, then honestly, like trap cards are basically worthless. Some of these spell cards, they have to do something almost immediately, and I think that's what it is. Everything does something almost immediately, and then goes into something that does something immediately. There is no like payoff for the long game. Everything just became short term. And even trap decks literally need monsters that says you can activate these cards the turn they were set. So realistically, I don't see Yu-Gi-Oh actually like lasting like all that long, because eventually this is this is eventually what's gonna happen with Yu-Gi-Oh. It's going to get to a point where they have to put in set rotation, and they have to curb the power level of a lot of these cards, because each card now reads it does something in the hand, it does something in the field, and it does something in the graveyard. And there is no longer a gimmick to any of these except it does something. Like for example, stats. Like stats used to matter. Now, let's see. Stats don't matter. Don't matter. Don't matter. Don't matter. Doesn't matter. And that's what it is, right? Like nothing matters because everything is now a resource. I don't know. This is just me. When your opponent activates a spell card that includes an effect that special summons a monster, like this is what it is, right? And I think this is why people hate Maxi, and that's because like every deck is now a combo centric deck, and that's what it is. Every deck is a combo deck. If you want an aggro deck, you need an FTK. If you want like a mid range deck, you need a deck that can survive turn 3. If you want like a control type deck, every deck controls is a control deck. That's it. Like the first turn is setting up a control board. There, it's almost like nothing is. I'm just making myself sad with this game. All right, get the fuck out. The tavern is now closed. I shall see you all later.